Hello, everybody. This is a grumpy old guy gaming, back with another Fragment Friday. And before we go too much further, it sounds like we've got a visitor. And we do. And that visitor is a Pazuzu who couldn't wait to kick us in his sleep. More on the area words and the links down below and the usual Fragment Friday stuff, along with me trying not to use the word moron after this battle. There we go. Get the Pazuzu just as it comes out of the sleep. So as promised, throw up the fairy's orb and check out the area info. Shining Darkness server, ludicrous baconated thin crust. It's a level 85 field. Emus, frequent guest on the channel, also member of the translation team. Also the server host here in Shining Darkness. Apologies as I'm tripping over words. Added yet another batch of words to this gem of a server, and we are checking it out today to see what fun and exciting things it's got for us. Always fun to get these little heads up, and if you're interested in just interacting with members of the .hack community at large, as I said, the links down below for both the .hack network and for NetSlum. .hack network, of course, an all-in-one stop for .hack fandom. Just about any .hack fandom you could be a part of will be featured there. Everything from the card game to the video games, like Fragment, got live unboxings and all sorts of fun stuff, the videos on their channel, as well as the how to set up and play Fragment guide. NetSlum is the Discord and website associated with the lobby server that Alka is generous enough to host for all of us to play online, allowing the area servers like this to branch off of, and where you can find the translation team with members like the aforementioned emus. You never know who's going to be stopping in, but it's always a fun conversation, so if you feel like talking some Fragment, NetSlum, awesome place to be. Take out some gob machines there while I'm yammering, and pick up an Avenger. Got a rainy nighttime field here, see some giant graves. Been a fun little mix, also had a blue worm. And just to make sure that wasn't a vivid hallucination, the very next portal gives me another. Put this one to sleep and just start chopping away. Got a Spring of Mist here too, so we may chuck that Avenger in and see what happens. I'd prefer an armor option, but if it comes down to the weapon it will be. Take down the blue worm before any serious damage could befall us. Now let's try to trigger this portal carefully. Another blue worm, let it float to us a little bit. Failed a Moomin lay on it, but that means we are well out of the realm of opening the other portal and potentially sticking ourselves with more trouble than we could afford. It's a lot of pressing circle, but honestly at this point, just attacking outright is the most efficient method of taking this beast on. As you can see, not even a full hit there and still over 500 damage on the critical. Few more portals out here, looks like at least 4. Here comes some more gob machines. This time just a pair, and we're able to handle them fairly easily, but if you noticed when they did hit, they took out a fairly sizable chunk of the old hit points. Gob machines care not for your armor, and I know this because I'm wearing 99 heavy full set. Sounds like another Pazuzu. This one came to head us off just as the other portal opened. So we get to double our pleasure, double our fun. Let's put the Pazuzu to sleep and now focus on the blue worm, see if we can't just get some elemental hits while getting some chip damage on the Pazuzu. Doing alright so far, but things are going to get a touch more dangerous now that the Pazuzu is awake, and now that my buttons don't respond on time. Time to just finish out this blue worm here for the sake of expedience. As usual, the monster's smartly shifting around to change our auto target. There goes the blue worm, and let's put the Pazuzu back to sleep so we can finish it off with a little less urgency. Did cost us an elixir and an artisan soul, but honestly, the consumables are there to be used. There goes 2 for the price of fun. Still got a couple portals to go, but we're gonna take a longer time to get there if we don't reapply Abdu, which is a good time to reapply Rig Geem and Rig Same. So after this little break, those who listen to the radio might associate that with a station identification break, where we just take a moment, get things kosher, and get to rolling on this Pazuzu, and a 598 point critical to open up its asleep period. Definitely a good way to go. Nothing better than when your enemy is down under a quarter health by the time it gets a chance to attack, and 3 criticals have put us in a very good situation. A 4th will actually finish it off before it gets to strike. So that was fantastic, and perhaps a touch too long a sentence for a breath that shallow. 1 more portal. We're down to numbers I can count, but first we have some wandering gob machines. Double miss on the jump attack, just not where we want to be. Let's just stick to circle, keep it simple. And kiss these gob machines goodbye. As I was saying before we were so rudely interrupted by armored goblins, last portal's going to be a Pazuzu, and we are going to miss the sleep, because why not? See, it easily took us down to half health with that sort of rapid fire punch attack, and you would expect that much from a giant demon skeleton whose hands are tusked skulls. Proving that 3 heads are better than 1, especially in a delta attack formation. Nothing we can't just slice through, though. Goes down before it can do any more damage to us, and because it had that many hit points, we've actually got a fair bit too. Now for the riskiest thing you could do in a field in Fragment, and that's solo and use a Spring of Mist. Even with no portals around, there's still a chance for a wandering monster. Let's see what this level 5 Mashir can do with an Avenger. I'm willing to say not much. Oh, looks like we do get something. Till next time, goodbye. And it got weaker. It's a destroyer instead of an Avenger, and these are gob machines that were stabbing at us the whole time we were talking to a floating drop of water with a face. If you know, you know, and if not, welcome to the nutty world of .hack R1. Now that the field is cleared to my satisfaction, we're going to hop on the old Noble Grunty and ride to the dungeon. Why Noble Grunty, you ask? I have no particular reason. Do hear some heavy footsteps in the background, and it's a Pazuzu. We'll stop and fight the Pazuzu, simply for having fun saying the name Pazuzu. And instantly regret it, as a gob machine runs out from behind as though it had set up a giant skeleton ambush. Rather fitting for Shining Darkness, the server we nicknamed the Ambush Server in 2021. Suppose that would still make it the ambush server in 2022, as I have yet to know of a server that has somehow become better at jumping players. But, you know, here we are at the place, verb in the noun. That's all done. Once again, before we were so rudely interrupted, we were heading to the dungeon, where there will be a fair bit of healing before we rebuff. But in we go at a scant 474 hit points. Dungeon time and a pretty purple glow to this one. We could see the stairs down right quick and in a hurry. Got a few portals way beneath it, so we will be clearing those out and then doing our best to backtrack as quickly as possible, get the most out of these buffs as we can. Of course, before we get the most out of the buffs, we actually have to cast them, and I feel 1674 is as good a place as any to stop casting all rep. Ignoring that golden egg. And making our way to the bottom of this floor. 3 portals to clear. First one's got a Pazuzu. Always great to face them indoors because they give you this big glowing sense of accomplishment when you get them asleep. Yeah, I said it. Turn the map off there because I'm pretty sure this battle's going to be where I look to for a thumbnail. If I find a better setup, I will certainly switch it out, but hey, now you know in advance, so if you see the thumbnail and you get to this part of the video, then you knew that's what I was going for. Maybe a shot from the other side there. There we go. See, I don't like... Yeah, because now the bar is in the way. Yeah, off to the right is the preferable angle with this display. Taking a big shot there while I was sitting there trying to line up my camera work. Certainly not a brilliant call by me, and I do get kicked to the head to remind me, hey stupid, combat is for fighting. Do make it through with just under 2,000 hit points after a little bit of regen, and with that total in mind, we go to clear the last portal here, which is mercifully a treasure chest sitting in front of a treasure chest. Night Call and the Fool for those who were playing the What's in the Box game, and for those who weren't, there is precious little for us to do here except for make our way left and down the stairs. Floor number 2 upcoming. Once again, Fairy's Orb. Could see a potential chest room off on the right there. But that doesn't mean we don't have a whole bunch of portals to survive before we claim that treasure, because in the most .hack of fashions, we don't want to wrap up in anything other than the statue room after a successful run. Already going to have that successful run called into question as we've got a couple of Lytra Masters, and we get charmed almost immediately. Was questioning whether or not to go for the sleep. I want pure damage. Missed charm there. See if we can make... No, we can't make good on it. It was so close. Just a couple hits away from finished. And now we have to hope to tough this out. So close. Honestly, if that was sleep over charm, we would be down that much longer and we would probably succumb to that damage. As you can see, those hits, they stack up in a hurry. And even in a one-on-one battle, we don't want our health around half because a charm is very much end game. Do get a risky treasure for our efforts. And we pick up an oak staff. Nice weapon, available in the Leofail/Netslum Root Town in the online or offline modes. Offline mode, you have to progress the story mode far enough to get into that root town. Online mode, you just have to find an area server that shows that as the root town. Blue worm down there, giving us just 3 more portals. So we pick up the full, probably take out 1 more portal and then reapply our buffs. Just to make sure we are steady through the dungeon. Oh, Flame Maiden and Vleetra Master. Thankful it's only 1 of each, but not thankful it's 1 of each. Did manage to get an elixir off before we got put to sleep, and now we just have to hope to survive the onslaught of damage that is coming. That miss is very welcomed. As is the fact that the Flame Maiden cornered itself. Now we are one-on-one with the Vleetra Master in full view of the treasure chest. Not gonna lie, that would make a pretty picture as well. Did hang in on that one. Picking up a Sacred Spear and a Lumberjack. Odd pairing there. Before we go into the next room, very much going to reapply Rig Geem and Rig Same. As you can see, the actual threat of this dungeon is not from the big giant things, but the small ones that could group up on you. Speaking of which, we get our Vleetra Master Flame Maiden combination of Doom again, and this time we get Charmed. Now we just have to hope we don't get put to sleep while Charmed, because if we can come out of this, we can get a quick heal in. Second charm attempt fails, and a critical hit allows us to take out the Vleetra Master. Now we just have to deal with the Flame Maiden, and of course it wasn't going to be that simple. We took it down to a Protect break and about 40% of its health, and then we got put to sleep, where the Protect break is restored. About a quarter of our health is chipped away due to fire spells, and we eventually wrestle out of the sleep and back to reality, where we finish off the Flame Maiden and pick up the Fool. Is it weird that I said back to reality in a very clear video game sense? You knew what I meant. One more portal to go here, hoping this isn't Flame Maidens. It's Flame Maidens. It's almost like I knew, saying it was gonna bring them on. Managed to take the first one out lickety-split, because I don't say that very often. Pick up some Night Fear, which was not what I intended to do. I really did want to attack the Flame Maiden, but mobile enemies will do that. They'll also get killed awkwardly off-screen. Important thing is we did survive, and our speed burst held in just through the end of that battle. So with Rhyneck looking on, we will open the statue treasure and find some Demon's Hands, a yellow candy, and an Artisan Soul. Demon's Hands, of course, are fantastic. They're your level 99 heavy armor, and they're one of my favorite pieces of equipment of the game because they've got speed on a stick. You can just use Zapdo as long as you have skill points available. Picked up the Oak Staff as well. Got a Sacred Spear and a Lumberjack and a Destroyer that was previously an Avenger. Read into that what you will, folks. I read a fantastic little dungeon that chewed through some elixirs, chewed through some Artisan Souls, but most importantly led to an eventful Friday run. This has been a Grumpy Old Guy Gaming, thanking you for watching, saying take care, and we'll see you around.